get a little narrow in spots. Now today is actually a perfect day for somebody to be bumped into and find themselves into the water. Now if that happens to you, then here's what you do. You ready? You stand up and walk out. It's 4 feet deep. This area that we're currently into now, this is called the River Center Lagoon. Now this is the back patio for the mall here. As you can see, it's a very popular location, but the primary reason for that is because if you look straight ahead, you see a band that's set up to play there called the Andrean Fusion Band. Now this band plays here 7 days a week from the early afternoons into the early evenings. The band is from Peru. They use nothing more than Latin American wind instruments and mariachi string instruments to generate their sounds. In fact, the music that you hear back here is actually one of the band's CDs, and so this gives you a little idea as to the type of music they play. Hello, next to me, Nasir Lagoon.
Devin, you having fun?
If you take a look around the mall right here, you'll notice on the very first floor, this is where the restaurants and little eateries are located. The actual retail shops themselves are up on the second and third floor there. Now the mall right here, the River Center Mall, this first opened up back in 1988. This is one of 10 malls the city has. Now this mall here has over 1 million feet of retail space and over 125 shops, which you can choose from. So this has a little something to offer for just about everybody. Now for entertainment, the mall has the AMC movie theater, as well as the IMAX that plays the movie The Alamo right inside there. Now, as we come out from the bridge right here in front of us, I'd like for you to look to my right-hand side. You're going to see a bronze statue, which is right above the sidewalk. Now, you should be able to see that statue right about now, there to my right-hand side. This statue over here is of St. Anthony, and that was a gift that was given to the city from Portugal in 1968. Now that was the year in which San Antonio hosted the Hemisphere World's Fair. And the significance of the statue is that when they first arrived here on June 13th of 1691, according to the Catholic calendar, that was the day of the feast of St. Anthony. And so that's how they came to name the river here San Antonio, which is Spanish for St. Anthony. Now St. Anthony also is the saint of lost articles, which is appropriate, because if you're given the number of people who fall off the sidewalks during the year and into the waterway, and when they come out of the water, they don't always bring everything that they went in with, and so they've generously donated all those items to the city. Now, in the 1800s, San Antonio and the surrounding communities all became German settlements, and when they arrived here, they were looking for a way in which they would be able to worship in their own native language. In order to do that, they built the first Catholic church right here on the San Antonio River. If you look up to my right-hand side, through the trees, you see the steeple of that church, which is the St. Joseph's Catholic Church. That church opened up back in 1868, and if you go inside of it, you'll find some very beautiful stained glass windows that they brought with them from Munich, Germany. Now the waterway that we're into now is actually not part of the river. This entire back section is all man-made. In 1968, when San Antonio hosted the Hemisphere Fair, all the activities for it were in the far back area where we just came out of. Now they estimated they were going to receive close to 7 million visitors to the city, so they were looking for a way in which they would be able to transport the people from the activities up here to the river, which is just beyond that stone walkway bridge right there in front of us. They decided the way to handle that was simply to have this section of the earth that we're on tonight now dug out. Now again, this is about 4 feet deep. This has a concrete bottom to it as well as concrete sides. When they finished digging, they had river ferries that would ferry the people back and forth. Now, it was such a major hit, they decided after the fair closed to go ahead and keep this area open off of the bridge right here, we're going to enter into the natural portion of the San Antonio River. This too is about 4 feet deep. This has all the natural elements of any other river. We have fish in here, which are primarily sunfish. We also have turtles. There's been 1 or 2 snakes spotted here, so if you happen to fall in, just check your pockets when you come out, just to make sure that you're not bringing out anything that you wouldn't want to keep. Now, as we come out from the bridge, this hotel to my left-hand side is the Hilton Hotel. And this too was built for that 1968 Hemisphere Fair. Now, about 9 months prior to the opening of the fair, they had built all 500 rooms available to them, but yet they hadn't begun to build it at that point. So they got busy, and they managed to build this entire hotel that you see here right now in 202 days. They opened it up 2 days prior to the opening of the fair itself, and the way that they built it so quickly was that they built the first 4 floors right outside here. And all the individual rooms that you see up there, they look like little cubicles. Those were all being built simultaneously off-site 8 miles south of here. And when they had those rooms completed to include all the electrical, the plumbing, as well as the placement of furnishings, they then brought the rooms in on flatbed trucks where they had a large crane and basically just started to stack the rooms right on top of each other. And they built it kind of like a little Lego building. When the hotel was completed, this was put into the Guinness World Book of Records as the fastest built modular building. Now the area right in front of us right now is an area called La Villita, which is Spanish for little village. And the section right in here is actually the highest elevation on the river. It's where they housed the Spanish soldiers and their families in the 1700s. In the 1800s, this area became a German settlement area, and today, if you haven't already discovered it, if you go inside this theater right in front of us and take those center stairs to my left, you'd find in the back section a very nice little village of arts and craft shops back there.